On this week's episode, it's another edition of My Home in Portugal, where I speak to normal people who have discovered Portugal, fallen in love with Portugal, and bought a home in Portugal. This week, I'm joined by Doug and Thao from the US, specifically California, who after Googling Simple Life Portugal, decided to pack up and leave their busy lives in California and relocate to right here on the Silver Coast. For those of you listening, head over to our YouTube channel to watch some of this episode. And for those of you watching, click down below and subscribe. And for the full podcast episode, head over to Apple, Stitcher, Google, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And now over to my conversation with Doug and Thao. Welcome back, or welcome to another episode of Portugal, the Simple Life, and it's another edition of My Home in Portugal, and it's a real honor to be joined by Doug and Thao. Hi guys.
Hi.
How are you? Thank you for welcoming me into your beautiful home. How are you?
Welcome. Good. How are you?
Stay safe. Tudo bem.
Tudo bem. Doug and Thao are learning a lot of Portuguese. It's good. Tell us where we are, first of all.
Well, we're in Perenaira in Nazaré.
And the building is called Residencial Boa Vista.
So why don't you just tell us a little bit about you guys, what you do, where you're from. Doug, you can go first.
Well, we're from California originally.
Uh-huh.
I was a lawyer. I practiced for a while, about 12 years.
Okay.
11, 12 years approximately.
Okay.
And then I decided to go into the restaurant business and had two restaurants. Did about 5 years of that. And that's when I decided to get out. It was right around COVID time.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about you.
So I did the same career all through my life so far. I'm a speech language pathologist, and so I own my own private clinic. And so I owned it for 16 years. But prior to that, I worked for the school district. And so I really enjoyed my work, but at a certain point, I did it for 24 years total. At a certain point, I was sort of over it. I just wanted to change, and that's how we came here.
Okay. How did Portugal get on your radar? How did that all begin?
I was trying to research how to retire early, and then also where to go. And we had, for the longest time, we were thinking of Oregon. We loved Oregon in the United States. Yeah, we really loved Oregon. And then things started changing also in Oregon. And so we weren't as happy with it.
In terms of what, safety or?
Yeah, it's just very different now. And so, and then I guess the prices of the homes and the cost of living there has risen. So we weren't sure. And then we went to Portugal in 2019. Mm-hmm.
As tourists.
We didn't
have any idea of...
That's COVID time. I mean, no, before COVID.
Right
before.
Yeah, we didn't have any idea at the time that we were...
Was that your first visit?
Yes.
To Portugal, yeah.
Okay.
But during COVID time, we had a lot of time at home and we didn't get to go anywhere, and we love to travel. So like Doug said, I love researching. So of course, I was researching a lot. And so I was researching where, and I think I stumbled upon Portugal in terms of retirement, early retirement. So anyway, so then I started Googling it and, watching YouTubes and stuff like that. And that's how I stumbled upon you too, because we had always talked about living a simple life when we retired, and I think I punched in simple life in Portugal, and I think that's how I came up with you. Okay. And Doug didn't know anything about you because I was doing all the research. So I was watching some of your episodes and I really liked it, and then I thought, why don't we just apply for this visa and then just go there and see if we like it or not. Yeah. And then if we don't, we just come back home, It's no big deal. And plus it was fun because it was in Europe and we can travel to other European countries. So that's why we went with no intentions of staying here permanently.
Yeah. What were the things in that 6 months that sort of made you think, confirmed that for you that, we can do this. This is something that we want on a permanent level? What were some of those factors for you that?
Weather-wise, it's great.
The weather is
very
great.
similar to California. You get a lot of sunlight here. Even though it rains, right after the rain you get, the sunshine. But it's not. Well, the nice thing is not as hot as California. So
Southern California.
Which one of the things we want to escape from during the heat of the summer. Heat is like almost unbearable. And we love the food here.
The food is fantastic.
We did explore before, as we mentioned. New foodies. We love all the availability of the fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, the farmers market is our favorite.
Of course, other things like financial stuff. Like,
cost of living is a lot lower than Southern California.
Of course, the people are nice.
People
we find out really quick.
Nice and helpful.
Yeah.
And since being here now for a bit longer, I mean, we'll talk a little bit about the process and how that all happened. But since being here, what are the other things that you've discovered and enjoyed about this area, about living in this area?
It's very easy to meet new people, like friends here, because people are just so open. So I really like that. I didn't really even try that hard to make friends here, and just all of a sudden we just met all these people. They're just really wonderful people. And then also I love that town feel where people take the time to talk to you and they see you're new. Like some of the people here, they're like, "Oh, are you new here? Did you just move here?" And it just seems like they take the time to talk to you, even though they're busy. So that's one thing I really personally really enjoy here.
How important was it for you guys dealing with sort of kind of a group where, because you've now dealt with almost every facet of the company, dealing with Leisure Launch Group. You've got the property consulting, which you've done with myself. How important was it for you to kind of be dealing with a group that has all of these services in one place? Was that a big factor for you as well, or a good factor for you?
Yeah, just because we were living in Cascais, so it's like an hour and a half away from here. We didn't have a car, so it would be very difficult for us to run up here and do things. Like even turning on the electricity, we had Paula do it. So I think it's really helpful because you guys have a group and you all work together, and then you can help us with different facets of what we needed. And so I think for someone who's not living close by, even though we're in Portugal, but we're not close by, or someone who is like from another country, it just makes life so much easier because, like when we moved in, all the furniture was already set up and ready to go. So we wouldn't have to like run up here and, get everything set up. That would have taken us so much time and effort to do it. And we really weren't in the position to, because we didn't have a car and it was too far away.
And since we're new to the country,
we don't know.
To the rules, regulation, whatever, or to where, even to buy certain things like furniture, where would we even go? We would have to do all the research. And so it's nice to have a full service, outfit like you guys to, be able to, whatever we needed, we can get through you guys. And that, of course, relieve a lot of this anxiety and stress of buying. Not only we're moving to a new country, but buying houses and doing all the paperwork that we already had to go through, like with whatever, stuff and, exchanging your driver license or whatever. So we had all the other stuff to deal with. And so we don't need more, on our plate, so to speak.
What other... When you guys were looking for the simple life, what other things have you appreciated about this area that gives you that gives you the things that you were looking for in the simple life? You wanted the simpler life. What has this area given you, besides what we've already spoken about?
I think it's just a very peaceful area. You just feel it. It's very peaceful here.
A simple life, I guess, if you have to contrast it with the complicated life, you know what I mean? So you don't get all the stuff that comes with the big city complicated life kind of living. A lot of traffic, for example, a lot of people. Dense living where you have neighbors surrounding you, noises, for example. So all of that, here where you get more open kind of, and you can maybe see the stars at night, so those kind of things. So that makes life more simpler, in a sense, more peaceful.
A question that we all ask all of our guests on the My Home in Portugal series: why does Portugal feel like home for you guys?
Portugal, I think, still has that good balance. People here, and you can say that people here work to live and not live to work in a sense, because that's what a lot of people in the States, where I come from, California. I mean, all your whole life is dominated by work and basically how far you can go in the sense of making money and what big house or car you can buy, and that becomes dominant. It dominates your life, and I think we were trying to get away from that. And I think Portugal, provide the good balance and still has a lot of the world charm, and that's why we love it.
I just feel at home here. It's hard to explain that. I just feel at home. I feel like I belong, and I just feel happy here. So that's why it's my Portugal.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Yeah.
Lovely to full circle.
Yeah.
Who would have thought,
Yeah.
Okay. And then you know what happens next. I'm going to let you call it. That's a wrap.
Oh.
So thank you once again to Doug and Thao, and thank you to all of you for listening. Please subscribe, share with your friends, give us a thumbs up, and please leave a comment or a review. We always love to hear from you. Don't forget, Portugal The Simple Life also has a magazine, so download it. It's for free. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. And as we say in Portugal, sejas bem-vindo. Welcome to The Simple Life.